Welcome to the Fear and Greed Afternoon Report for Wednesday, the 26th of October, 2022. I'm Sean Aylmer. Every afternoon, we've got the 5 stories that happened today that you need to know about. Story number 1, headline inflation rose 1.8% during the September quarter, pushing annual price growth to 7.3%. The past 3 quarters have all exceeded any other quarter since the introduction of the GST in 2000. The annual pace is the highest since 1990. Now, the Reserve Bank's preferred underlying measure, which takes out volatile items, also rose 1.8% in the quarter, taking the annual rate to 6.1%. What's it all mean? Well, some economists think the higher than expected price rises will trigger even more interest rate rises over the next 6 months. Story number 2, the S&P ASX 200 finished up 0.2% to 6,811 points today. Once again, the rise was led by the real estate investment trusts and utilities sectors. Consumer staples and energy stocks were the worst performers. There wasn't a lot going on among the large caps. The banks were generally higher, while the big miners were mixed. Industrial property giant Goodman Group and toll road group Transurban jumped around 2%, while Woolworths dropped more than 3% and Coles was down 2.7%. In corporate news, Whitehaven's share price fell 8% after it said it will start a new on-market buyback tomorrow to take the total amount of shares repurchased to 25% of the company. Agribusiness Costa Group share price jumped 11% after private equity company Payne Schwartz Partners reappeared on its share registry, holding almost 14% of shares. The boss of Bega Cheese will leave the business early next year. Now, Bega owns Vegemite, so we should all be interested in this one. Its share price rose nearly 2%. And Iluka Resources has secured a strategically important feedstock for the fully integrated rare earths refinery it's developing with the help of the federal government. That helped its share price jump 1.6%. Story number 3, CommSec, the stockbroking arm of Commonwealth Bank, will pay a $20 million fine after overcharging customers on more than 120,000 occasions, totaling more than $4 million. The federal court ruled that CommSec and a former Commonwealth Bank subsidiary were responsible for systemic compliance failures. In total, the fines added up to $27 million, including $20 million for the Commonwealth Bank. The CommSec fine is reportedly the largest penalty ever handed down for breaches of market integrity rules. And also ANZ has been ordered to pay a $25 million fine for failing to provide certain benefits it had agreed to give customers with offset transaction accounts under its break-free package. Story number 4, it's always worth mentioning what Australia's biggest investor, the Future Fund, is doing. And it seems to be doing pretty well. Assets fell by $1.25 billion during the September quarter to $193 billion as the sovereign fund shifted more money into private assets and pulled back in its exposure to equities. But that 0.6% fall in assets during the 3 months compared to a more than 5% drop in listed stock markets and a 3.1% fall in the median superannuation fund. Basically, that means the Future Fund is doing pretty well. And story number 5, US tech stocks fell sharply in after-hours trading this morning after some big companies, Google's parent Alphabet, semiconductor group Texas Instruments, and software leader Microsoft, disappointed investors. We're in the middle of the September quarter earnings season on Wall Street, and the tech giants tend to lead the market these days. In after-hours trading, Google's share price fell more than 7% after revenue came in below market expectations. Microsoft lost 8% after a disappointing revenue forecast, and Texas Instruments ended 6% lower after disappointing analysts. Ahead of the announcements, the tech-heavy Nasdaq had actually risen to its highest level in more than a month. That's it for the afternoon report for Wednesday, the 26th of October, 2022. Don't forget to hit follow on the podcast and find Fear and Greed on LinkedIn, Twitter and Facebook. Join Michael Thompson and I tomorrow morning for the Fast 5 by Fear and Greed, the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your evening.